I just partnered with a company, and honestly, I didn't expect them to say yes. Now that we're talking about Demon United, just here a little background, is Demon United is basically a brand that creates safety gear for snowboarding, skiing, and e-biking, mountain biking, all of above, just not type of like motocross type things. So going to their helmets and goggles first, my personal favorite, we're going to jump right into it, is the Demon Podium X helmet. Now this is my favorite for MTB because the colors and everything. The colors are beautiful. I love personally the best midnight black with gold. I think it just fits like what I'm going for, and it looks really cool. Coming in at $130, including 710 grams. This is a great MIPS full face helmet for the price, but you can even add in B-Link audio for another $40 add-on for $170 completely. And it includes 20 plus optimal airflow vents, MIPS protection as we said earlier, and a spreadsheet of how you can measure your head and what you're gonna need size for. Now, from everything that I've heard from this helmet, especially the standards that it meets, like the ENCE 1078, ASTM 1952, and ASTM 1447. Now that kind of just shows that this helmet does not hit DOT safety rating like motorcycle, which is okay because this is intended for mountain biking only, not anything like that. Now you can push your limits, and this is made for maximum protection, and this is made for like huge downhill and stuff like that. This isn't a motorcycle type of helmet, as you can tell, so it doesn't need the DOT rating, but I feel like if they really wanted to obtain it, they could. Now, moving on to helmets again, we're going to scroll down to, because like I said, I mentioned they do skiing and snowboarding. There is this helmet, it's called the Demon United 6800 ski and snowboarding helmet. Now, I can only find matte black and matte white. It comes with MIPS, as you can tell. It looks very insulated by the photos. And yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. Not much I can really say about this because I'm not more of a snowboarder. I'm more of a skier, which we still use the same exact helmets, but I just don't do it enough to be able to know about this. I'm not sure what these safety approvals are, but I do know that is protection, and that is good. From everything that I've seen so far, from the reviews and stuff, for $100, they say this is great. Like I said, it comes with MIPS right there, which I find actually pretty good for the price on these helmets. A lot of so-called ski helmets don't come with MIPS, but I think they need to come with MIPS. Now, the goggles, I mean, people say these are expensive, but anti-fog they have, and they do have options like this, except for they kind of have those bezel kind of things, like the frame. These really don't, which I find cleaner and cooler looking. So their goggles and stuff like this are pretty cool. This one has removable chin, just does not have original packaging or tags, which means it was most likely returned, and yeah. This one has the tags and including the original box. Now, if you're looking for this helmet, you can get this exact model basically for $30 cheaper, except for it just does not have the air vents, and it's not as strong, and it's not made for it's only made for lighter use bicycling. Unlike the Demon Podium X helmet, which is made for heavy duty mountain biking and e-biking, including snowboarding, which it is listed for. Now, moving on to the knee, elbow, and wrist. The wrist they have double-sided wrist, which I found actually really, really cool. They actually flex instead of, they flex with your wrist, so, you can move your wrist around. Plus, also, it's able, if you fall, move your wrist around and stuff. And found these better. For $100, that is actually really steep to me personally. I feel like if they dropped this down maybe to $70 or $60, it would absolutely be insane. That'd be like the best kind of pair. As you can tell, they bend with it, and they are dual-sided. So also they also have the skid plate, which is really cool. People say they're pretty good for the price too, but I don't know what they're saying pretty good for the price, because honestly I think that that's a little steep. If they would maybe put a sale on it every once in a while for $70, I think a lot of people would buy that more often. Now if we move back on to maybe like the knee guards, basically we're not going to go on to the snowboarding and skiing type stuff, but these I believe are made for concrete, if I am right. They're made for mountain biking and BMX sessions, which is actually pretty cool. They have a mesh panel. I don't know where metal is coming from, sorry about that. But it has Kevlar, which I've heard Kevlar is actually used on a motorcycle kind of gear, I believe. Don't exactly take my word for it, but I believe that for $90 too, that is, to me, really, really steep. Like, exactly with the wrist guard. I think that is a lot of money, but depending on how much they're putting in, what you actually get out of it, because obviously I have not tested these products. I'm going off from customer reviews and what the prices are and I'm also determining different, like, products around the same price point. From what I've seen is some product, they're most likely around the same, the products, except for this does offer superior protection, but just not as good, as just too pricey like other companies. For their final thing, they have their elbow guards. Now, their elbow guards aren't anything crazy, but they do awesome stitching, is what everybody says. And they have a hard shell, vented EVA, air padding. That's all cool. MTB, BMX, and other high impact sports, which is actually pretty good. It'll protect your elbow, I think. If this would go along pretty good with your elbow, their helmets, their wrist guard, and maybe their shin guards and their knee, and I think that would be great. This would be best. Now moving on to the tops, basically the top, we're gonna click on this one. Basically, this just has padding all over it, kind of like a motorcycle would, a motorcycle gear. This is their impact top, so basically, yeah. You can add $59 more for a ghost rib protector. I don't know the difference. I'm pretty sure ghost rib is just like, it kind of protects your rib. I'm not sure exactly 1,000%, but for another $59, you can add that on. From everything that I've seen so far, I don't know if there's reviews on it. There actually is 24 reviews, which is actually really good. Most of as you can tell, 20 reviews are 5 stars. The rest are probably just like it came a little broken or something. Maybe just they didn't like the way it fitted on them and stuff like that. Not exactly broken, but yes. From everything we've seen, like low cut neckline, designed for comfort and mobility. Compatibility works with V4, V5, and V6 X Series gear, which means they interlock with each other, which I find very cool. That all these like accessories and stuff, they actually all work together. Now we're going to move on to basically bottoms. Bottoms, they're basically the same thing as the top and right here. They basically have the same things, basically same patterns, just for your waist and your sides. That's literally it. There's not much more to go into except for it's the same thing as, it's same layering kind of thing. Yep, same layering as the side, as the, basically the shirt. Now, I think, though, the best value for your buck, if you're going to look for helmets, is the Demon Podium X helmet with MIPS. I just think that's the best bet you're going to get. I really do like this, and I think it is worth it. Now, we're just going to move on to accessories. Now, they do have some here and there nicks and stuff like snowboard iron holders and traveling bags. Some of this stuff isn't even related, like these hardware screws, like mounting hardware. Like, it's just not related to anything. They just have cool nicks and stuff that are cheaper. Well, not these, but are cheaper and stuff. Alright, well, yeah. And if you also guys want to check out Demon Podium, or like just Demon, you can go check them out with the QR code on screen. I will list it in the start of the video, end of the video, and the middle of the video. And thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. That You Rider out.